What are you doing?
You have a soft spot for streets, but she can't stay here.
I don't teach kill shots.
What do you teach them?
Defense.
Defense is for pussies.
You burned the suit. You're not Robin anymore, so what now? You're Dick Grayson, camp counselor?
Look, I don't take orders from anyone. I do what I want.
I don't think we're past that. You don't think the same camera that saw you pick her up saw you bring her here?
He doesn't know she's here. I covered my tracks, and I'm not kicking her out.
Slade Wilson's right behind him, and when he comes, just hope that Dick Grayson, camp counselor, isn't who answers the door.
Yeah, keep playing with him, and now he gotta put some respect on his name and show y'all who's really running the show. DC Titans, episode 3, Ghosts, and we here to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, y'all? It's Icon once again. We're here to recap Titans episode 3, entitled Ghosts, or after watching it, as I'd like to call the episode, Stop Playing With My Man Dick Grayson. Because he was all over the place, and y'all tried it. Like, they tried it this whole episode. Like, everybody and their mama tried to, step to him. They tried to get in his face. Some people actually threw some blows. And we're going to talk about it, so let's just get right into it, and let's go! So the episode starts with the Titans, because it ended when they found out that Rose was Slade's, Rose was Slade's daughter. So they're just having a conversation about the fact that, this is Deathstroke's daughter, and obviously Guard, Rachel, who the hell is Deathstroke? And, it's that's old Titans business. And then just like in season 1, when Jason and Dick were at the safe house, the Bruce Wayne safe house, and then the other Titans showed up and they were at the camera waving. They recreated the same thing on this time with the old Titans, whereas Don, Hank, and Donna. So they come upstairs and everybody's all rattled and everything because Donna has started having these weird flashbacks, and then she's the one who's acting like there's ghosts in the tower, and I think she actually said that at one point. And she's just like, I can't stay here, and then Donna, despite the fact that Donna puts on a costume and goes out at night, beating up meth addicts, she's just like, oh, we didn't come here, Dick, we didn't come here to rejoin the Titans, Hank and I have to go back home. And surprisingly, Hank's like, yo, I actually kind of miss this shit. And, Hank wants to stick around, and but Donna's like, no, we have to go, we can't stay. So they're like, alright, fine. He's just like, yo, we doing, Dr. Light's back. He tried to kill everybody. We're gonna get back together. We're gonna kick his ass, and then y'all can go back home. No muss, no fuss. It's all gravy. Dick was cool about it. And then he was just like, one more thing though. As a professional courtesy, he told them, remember Slade Wilson? I got his daughter locked up in the back. So then, so obviously all three of them flipped out. They were like, you have Slade's daughter in the next room. And then, and then Donna, she flat out said, she was like, we didn't, the last time we saw Slade Wilson, we limped away from that situation. We didn't, that actually, we beat him and all, but, that didn't go well. And she kind of made it seem like Slade was the reason why the original Titans, broke up. And, she was like, she wasn't happy. She was just like, look, bro, you can't keep his daughter here. And then, and then Dick, I thought Dick can't, that was the first time they tried it. That was the first time they tried to get in his face, because they tried to give him shit over having Slade Wilson's daughter. And I get that, but, Dick handled it actually perfectly, because he was like, look, y'all didn't come here for that. Dr. Light's trying to kill the original Titans. We didn't come here for, y'all didn't come here for Slade Wilson. Y'all came for Dr. Light. We're going to get Dr. Light, then y'all can go back where y'all freaking came from, and then I can take care of the Slade business. And that was basically it. He walked out the room. The newbies, the young Titans, they were off doing some sparring, and during the sparring session, the blindfolding sparring session, Raven's powers ended up kicking in because Jason got the better of her during the match, hit her over the head with a kendo stick, and then she basically just wigged out on him. The black smoke and everything came out. She actually lifted him up and she was going to stab him because there was a bunch of swords on the left. She was actually going to put those swords right where the sun don't shine, and then she was able to kick out of it. And then, he got mad. Jason was like, he actually told her, he was just like, yo, you need to get that shit looked at, like a priest. And the weird thing is, the choice that the actress made the look on her face, you know, it's just like, I didn't really buy the look on her face when all that went down. She looked more like shocked and surprised, you know, especially based on like Jason's reaction. Like, she didn't look like someone, like, if anything, she would have been more upset that he said that to her, because he called her a freak, you know, and then he told her that, you know, she needs to have that checked out. And then, you know, later on you find out that it's something that she's really trying to keep inside. Like, it's something that she's like legitimately trying to, you know, hold in, and her facial expression was just kind of like it wasn't really that big a deal, or like she was like surprised, or like it was almost like it was cute to her. And I thought like the facial reaction she made, like, I thought that was an odd choice, but, you know, whatever. You know, we actually go back to Starfire, you know, to Corey. You know, she wakes up in a motel. The black dude, you know, who's Tamaranian, you know, he basically was just like, look, you got to come back home. Your sister sent me to come get you. Apparently, he's a guard. He's one of, because, you know, because she's a princess. Everybody knows she's a princess, and he's one of the honor guards, like the guard. He's like a king guard, or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, he volunteered to go get her and bring her back home because the two of them actually used to sleep together. And, you know, he likes her. He has a thing for her. You know, so he tries to convince her to come back, and then he's just like, you know, your sister is the one that wants you to come back. And there's something going on in Tamaran, and I feel like maybe season 3 will have like the Titans might go to outer space, or maybe the Tamaranians will come here, because he actually did say at one point, he was like, you know, if I don't bring you back, thousands more will come, you know, like they'll come in drones. And then she was like, let them come. So if anything, like, we're gonna get a Tamaranian invasion at some point, you know, maybe season 3, season 4. But, you know, obviously, like, her sister, you know, like, everybody knows Blackfire if you're a fan of Titans. So, you know, they actually cast the actress who will play Blackfire. So I think Blackfire is going to make a cameo this season. You know, she's going to show up to try to bring her home. But, you know, the story was pretty simple. Like, it gave you a sign of things to come. It didn't really, like, take you anywhere. It was very cut and dry. The whole basis of Corey's entire situation was, your family wants you to come home. She said no. And then he was just like, well, they're coming to get you. Like, if I don't bring you back, they're going to come get you. So that's basically where we leave it. And then, you know, Rachel, she ended up calling Corey. And then she, you know, she was upset. She was crying. She was just like, look, you know, this power inside me, you know, is like, it's growing, and I'm trying to keep it under wraps, and I can't keep it under wraps, and it's going to hurt somebody. And then I don't want it to hurt anybody. And then, you know, Corey was just like, well, what does Dick say? And then she's like, I didn't tell him because he has enough on his plate. You know, and then she was like, all right, cool. She's like, I'll be there in a second. And now she's going to join up with the team, and she's going to be a part of the tower. You know, and she's mostly going to be there for Rachel. You know, because Dick's got other problems to worry about. They track down Dr. Light, and then when they track down Dr. Light, you know, Jason was like, hey, can I come with y'all? And he's like, nah. He's like, you know, like, you can't go. You know, they end up going. They try to fight Dr. Light. You know, it doesn't end well. They actually had him pinned for a second. We see more of Donna's half Amazon powers, I guess, like with her super speed, her busting out the rope. You know, Hank gets blasted in the leg. He doesn't get a chance to actually be a part of the fight. Dawn basically just plays, you know, like, lookout. And, you know, when Donna and Dick actually have Dr. Light pinned down, there was like a bus coming, and then, you know, they took their eye off the prize because they thought that he was going to shoot the bus and hurt the people. And, you know, he ended up getting away. So we go back to the tower, and then Hank's mad because he's like, bro, like, you know, he actually said the old Robin would have taken the shot, and then he was like, well, I don't take the shot. I'm not, like, I don't kill anymore. You know, blah blah blah. You know, him and Hank always get into it, so that's not that's not a surprise. But Hank was the second person who tried it. like, you know, like, he's out here doing the best that he can. Like, you know, Hank got mad at him for basically trying to protect people. He got mad at him for trying to, you know, try to save lives. And it's like, I could have sworn that's what Titans do. Like, they protect people, they save lives. You know, so he was the second person. And then Jason shows up. You know, and then he's just like, oh, you didn't catch the bad guy, you know, the old Titans, like, you guys suck, and like, you guys don't have what it takes anymore. You know, before that, Donna was giving him grief, you know, because she was just like, look, you know, Slade Wilson, you know, his daughter or whatever, you got to do something about it. And he's like, I am doing something about it. You know, and then she's just like, oh, you got to talk to the new kids and tell them all our mistakes. And he's just like, well, the mistakes were me messing up. And then she was like, you know, we limped away. And, you know, she's basically giving him a hard time. So I'm like, you third person, You know, that's like giving him stuff. And then earlier in the episode, Rose was giving him shit, you know, about what he had to do. So at this point, Dick basically spent the whole episode trying to do the right thing, and everybody's just like on his ass, on his case, getting in his face, talking shit. Like, God forbid, like we could only imagine if Corey was there, what like what Corey would have did if he was there. And then Jason actually took a swing at him. Like, he actually took a swing at him, and then in 2 seconds he just went for the swing, and then Yin Man Dick was like pop pop, and just like dropped him like face down, like. Bang! And I was just, and when he did that, I actually, like, I popped out of my chair and I started laughing because I was like, that's right, because I was like, y'all playing games. Y'all sitting here playing games, and like that's Richard Grayson, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's Nightwing, like he's the first one to be trained by the Batman, like put some respect on his name, and you know, like that was it, and you know, he just like, you know, he put him down. Later on, he's trying to blow off some steam because he's like, you know, everybody's in my face. You know, I'm tired of getting screamed on. Like Jason just tried to step to me, and I had to smack him real quick. You know, like Gar and Rachel, they know better. they know better at this point. And then he's just sitting there trying to get his fight on, trying to release some steam. And then Rose comes into the training room, and then she wants to fight. And then he's just like, listen, I don't teach kill shots. Because she was like, teach me how to kill, because she's still trying to kill her daddy. And then he's like, I don't teach kill shots, you know, like I teach defense. And she's like, defense is for pussies. And he's like, here y'all go again. So, you know, so him and Rose went at it. And they gave us, you know, when he had the stick, they gave us the old like Robin stuff. And then when Rose broke the stick in two, and then the one stick turned into 2 sticks. And then once he put it behind his head, I was like, oh, there goes Nightwing. And he had on all black. He had the 2 sticks in his hand, and he was doing the whole thing and everything. And I was just like, all right, y'all foreshadowing the Nightwing thing, and that was really cool. And then Rose was another one, like, you know, she stepped up and got put down. And then she was like, let's go again. You know, he was like, nah. He's like, there's been enough fighting today, and if one more y'all actually come out y'all face, like, it's gonna have to be something. So I understand where Dick is coming from, like, in that regard, because it was more like for the safety of everyone in this building, I'm gonna go sit down. Hank and Dawn had their usual conversation with their Hawk and Dove theme music playing, you know, about whether or not they're going to get into the life, whether they're going to come out of the life, or whatever the situation may be. So it's like, come on, like everybody know they staying. It's just honestly, it's just a matter of time for the two of them break up, because they're going through too much. Will they? Won't they? And eventually, like, the two of them are just going to split up, and that's going to be a wrap for them. So pretty much after that, there was also a scene where Slade and Dr. Light had a conversation. You know, they were just talking about like the plan, and it's the whole divide and conquer. Slade's whole thing is like, let's find out who's in charge, how many people they have, and then let's put a plan together to dissect them one by one. So if we take out one, then the rest will come. You know, like that's what he said. And then, you know, that's the plan. So it's like they actually have a plan. You know, there are a couple of eye jokes, you know, which is to be expected. And, you know, they're trying to set up the Titan. They're trying to set the Titans up, you know, for the downfall. After getting completely disrespected and embarrassed by Dick Grayson, Jason Todd wanted to kind of like avenge himself, because he's like, you know, he knows he's a dick, and like he knows he messed up. So Gar, you know, he's basically playing like he's playing the Oracle role, where he's sitting there trying to find Dr. Light. Jason helps him find Dr. Light, and he tells him, he's like, hey, let's just do some reconnaissance. And Gar's not an idiot. And it's like, I actually appreciated the fact that, because usually when they do things like that, one person's like, oh, we're just going to do like a quick little peek, and then blah, blah, blah. And then the other person falls for it, like, okay. Gar was like, nah, I'm calling Dick. And like, he said like 3 or 4 times, he's like, I'm going to call Dick. And Jason basically begged him, you know, to come to try to do the reconnaissance. Obviously, it wasn't reconnaissance, and Dr. Light was there. Jason actually did beat the living piss out of Dr. Light, and then Slade showed up, and they didn't even want to, like, you thought, like, they didn't even want to show that. Like, you just heard Jason screaming in the background, and then, you know, Beast Boy came, but you just saw blood on the floor, and that was pretty much it. So, Slade has Jason Todd in his clutches. So we'll definitely see, you know, what transpires in the next episode now that they have to save Jason Todd. Prediction. So my prediction, one of my predictions going, you know, it's actually like the predictions was kind of hard for me this time, because, you know, the only thing I can predict at this point is basically, because a lot of the storylines that got set up are going to happen later. Like the stuff with Corey, that's going to happen later. The stuff with Rachel, Hawk and Dove, that's going to happen later. You know, we know Aquaman's supposed to come in the next episode, but, you know, a lot of things are set up to happen later. So, I mean, the only thing that's going to happen now is they're going to find out, obviously they're going to find out that Jason's, you know, he's going to tell everybody, like, yo, Slade got like he ended up like he got Jason. The whole team is gonna go after Jason. Slade's probably everybody except Gar and Rachel are gonna end up going after Slade. And then while they're all going after Slade, what's going to happen is that Corey's going to show up while everybody's gone. The OG Titans are going to get capped because that's what Slade's plan was. He said, "Get one, single that, like let's single one of them out, and then the rest will come." So the other four, they're going to try to save Jason. He's going to end up capturing all four of them, and it's going to be Rachel, Gar, and Corey, the core group. They're going to be the ones that end up rescuing the Titans team. So that's actually my prediction. The episode was very good. You know, like I like what it set up. I like the fact that the episode set up future stories. You know, a lot of foreshadowing with the Nightwing character. You know, with the Dick Grayson transformation. So I really enjoyed that. I can't say there was really any bad. There was nothing. There was nothing bad about it. Like this is one episode. Like I can't really think of any bad. Like there's nothing that I hated. There's nothing that I thought was like stupid. I mean, I joke about the whole thing about them like disrespecting like Dick, but that was I mean that's good writing. Like that's good writing because we're basically waiting for Nightwing to appear anyway and then start whooping some ass. So yeah, that was cool. So no bad this time. So that's it. We'll see what the ghost up because now Aqualad's supposed to come into play. Hopefully Roy Harper shows up at some point, like he wasn't just like an Easter egg name drop, and then we'll get some more insight on what the original Titans had to go through when they fought Slade the first time. But the next episode, it's most likely going to be based around the relationship between Aqualad and Donna. But so so actually that's another thing. He's supposed to be there, so I don't know how Aqualad plays into the whole let's go after Slade thing. Maybe because we've seen in the trailer there's a scene where like all the original Titans are like walking down a hall together in costume. So unless that was a flashback, maybe they're all going to get together. Like Aqualad's going to come back and then they're all going to get together. They're going to go after Slade together. But in the end, it's going to be Corey, Rachel, and Gar who end up saving them after Slade captures them. So that's basically my prediction. So that was it. Yeah, like I'm really getting excited. Like I'm hyped where this is going. It's like, it sucks that we can't binge on it, but then if we binged on it, then the experience would be over too soon. And I actually like waiting week to week because it gives me something to look forward to. So that was it. That was episode 3 of Titans. My lights are out. We're wrapping it up, and then we'll be back for episode 4. But so until then, thanks everybody for tuning in. Keep it locked on the channel for some new stuff. Like and or subscribe. Leave a comment, questions and or concerns. And until next time, I'm out this bitch.